Okay, we're back.
All right, we're back. We're going to try running off the cell service instead of the internet, which is inside. You know, we're doing this as an experiment today because when I take the internet out of where I live and put it into where I work, they're not far away from each other, but they're far enough so that my girlfriend gets upset. She can't watch her shows because there's no internet. So I'm trying to throw her a bone today. And looks like it failed us right away, and we lost because there's no internet. So I'm trying to throw her a bone today, and looks like it failed us right away, and we lost. I think the worst pie is better than the best cake. Right? Anybody agree with me there? Cake overrated. Generally too dry, frosting too sweet. It takes a special baker to make a really tasty, moist cake that I would rather have than a good tart cherry pie or a blueberry pie. Even apple pie, the most overrated pie. I don't not like apple pie, but I don't love it like I love other pies. But give me any friggin' pie. Lemon meringue, key lime, mincemeat, pecan, any kind of bizarre pie in the world. Strawberry rhubarb, my friend. Give me pie any day over cake. So yeah, my birthday Friday, June 18th. Yesterday, June 19th. Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. For Juneteenth. And we had a solstice party, so the atheists were together. We did a quick live with a trivia contest. It was kind of fun. A Bible trivia contest. And Bearded Skeptic. And what was the other guy's name? David Loves You?
Yeah, that was
David
it.
Loves You. Yeah,
Something like that,
These
yeah.
guys were killing it, man. They knew almost all the answers, which is not surprising. Atheists are always on top of that shit. Having read the Bible, right? And thereby becoming deconverted ex-Christians. And today, Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there and all the moms who let dad get on, because they wouldn't be dads if it wasn't for the moms. So another Hallmark holiday, but I'm a dad and soon to be a grandpa too. I hate admitting it because I am old and that I'm not ready. I'm ready to meet my grandson, but I'm not ready to be like grandpa aged. You know what I mean? I'm vain. What can I say? I'm vain. I'm still out there. I'm single. You know, I like to consider myself a playa, which I'm really probably not anymore at this age. But that's 3 days in a row with like a lot of shit to do, man. So it's been a busy weekend, but we are committed to going live on the Atheist Underground every Sunday at 10:30 Central Time for the Atheist Brunch. This is the Atheist Brunch. What are you eating? Producer Jay had a piece of pie too, and he inhaled it, man. Like he hadn't eaten in 3 days, man. It's all gone. But that's good because mine will still be sitting here when I'm done because I can't really chew in front of people. That's rude.
I think this is pronounced shoe. Says train's coming, bro. Behind you.
You got me. Down there you can see him working across this intersection. It's probably way too far for the camera to see, but
I don't know what I just did. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
yeah, we can see the train coming here. And like I said, it doesn't come. It's usually only like the worker train style stuff. Their cranes and their machinery, or an engine or two, or an engine with like 4 or 5 cars, or maybe 10, 20 cars. If we have a really long train, it's really special, and we're like, ooh, we got a long train because it shakes the whole house.
Dean Pitts says I'm having cheesecake.
Cheesecake, nice. There's a cake I can get behind, but it's really more like pie, isn't it? Cheesecake.
And non-crazy cat lady says love the sarong. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, the sarong. I'm wearing my sarong, and it's just because I was lazy today, but I wanted to. I put up the hashtag Prime Deals Day Dance, right? So here's my Prime Deals Day Dance. I don't really give a fuck about Amazon except when I need them, but I wondered about using those. It's a hell of an outfit, right? The Praise the Lord shirt and the green sarong, and the engineer's hat. But I wondered about using those. Does anyone know about those hashtags where people use the hashtags that are being promoted for some? Probably we talked about that, Jay.
Yeah, I know.
And to see if it maybe gets more play. But I noticed our girl, I Blame Bill, does that quite often. She puts like whatever trending hashtag is on the sponsored, whatever Tostitos did one, right? Like whatever the hell they're pushing, some product. Right, you get a feeling that maybe TickTok uses those to promote your video more if you put those up there. So I did that one, and I'm like, "What's Prime Deal?" And I realized, it's Amazon Prime. Prime Deal Day is coming.
I don't know.
Where they give you great deals to give Bezos more of your fucking money. So yeah, that was my Prime Deals Day dance. And I put up another one. I'm not sure even what that one was about, but if anyone knows if that works, then let me see it in the comments.
Elijah Rains 4 says, "Are you red or blue?"
Am I red or blue? I'm kind of pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that, but I'm a blue odor, because the red is so. Is that what you're talking about? I imagine.
Yeah.
Red and blue state.
Yeah.
No. Who's red? I mean, if you're someone who's voting red now, then you're a fuckwit, and just a shitty person. I don't. Sorry if you are, man. But anti-vaxxers and science deniers and racists and capitalist insurrectionists and people in Kentucky voting against their own self-interest when they don't have a pot to piss in, but they're going to vote for Republicans because Republicans pander to Jesus and to their fears of immigrants and atheists and people taking away your guns. I don't know what the fuck that's even about. No one's going to take away your guns. This is America. Whether they should or shouldn't, it's a different thing, but they're not gonna. That's not gonna happen. So to continually vote on that is pathetic and short-sighted and stupid. So I'm blue. I'm purple. I wish we could have a purple party again, a purple people eater party again, like back in the old days where people were one side or the other to being fairly central and trying to make the compromises that they have to be politicians to get anything done for the people of the formerly great United States. So yeah, I'm blue because it's the lesser of two evils, I guess.
Want to say thanks to Edgar. I think it was Edgar Sika. He threw confetti all over you.
Confetti, I love the confetti.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite ones.
All of a sudden, I was like, "What's going on?" There's
brush it off. Thank you everybody for the gifts. Thank you for your viewership. Thank you for your kind words, your comments. The page went to 50,000 followers and over 500,000 likes. Finally, it's not finally. I guess we're doing pretty good for having only been on here since February, but It took us 4 or 5 months to get to 40,000, and literally, I posted a dirty limerick, and we got to 13,000 followers in 2 days from a dirty fucking limerick. If I knew it was going to be that easy, we'd just
done that.
Putting up dirty poetry from the get-go. So, literally, it has 225,000 views. The dirty limerick about Catholics.
It just jumped. Alpha 1250 says, "So you don't believe in God?"
No, Alpha 1250. I don't believe in God. This is the Atheist Underground. I don't believe in God, but I jump out of the way of lightning whenever I say that. No, of course I don't believe in God, and the viewers don't believe in God too. Why do people do that?
CNN. Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say CNN reporter says, "How many toy trains do you have?"
Well, how do you count that? I mean, I got one set. I got a couple of engines, and it's not really set up. But we just actually filmed our first bit with the toy train today. Well, I said happy birthday to an old lady with the train once, but it's not set up on a table. I just have a bunch of cars and a bunch of track laying around, and one little piece set up so that we can run the train back and forth on it, which we just did, and we just filmed a new bit which will be debuting soon as producer Jay can edit it together. More complicated shoot. Was it like a regular movie shoot with 5 or 6 shots and a storyboard? Yeah.
Juan Gum says that's why we gotta vote Kanye.
Vote Kanye? Kanye Midwest. Is he purple? I'm not sure Kanye's the answer, to be honest.
No, he's red. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
I assume He's kind of all over the place sometimes.
Well, he was licking Trump's balls, right? I mean, wasn't that one of those things? He went to the White House to lick Trump's balls. I guess Kanye's talented. I don't like Kanye or his music or his mouth. But too many people respect his talent and his music for me to say that he's shitty. But I could give a fuck about Kanye.
So the comments are starting to come in fast. So if you have a question, throw it in the question box, which is next to the comment box. It's got a question mark, and you have to be really succinct and make it short because otherwise it won't fit. So let's start hitting those since we just got 40 comments came in all at once.
40 comments.
This is one we kind of already answered. What do you think of Trump?
If I saw Trump, I'd beat him in the head with a golf club before he was dead. And not necessarily because of all of his policies. I think probably history will show that he actually had some decent ideas about saving waste in government, and they'll recognize him for striking a deal in the Mideast. I think for peace, even though he probably didn't have much to do with that. But
and it's falling apart.
Is it falling apart?
Well, I meant just the Middle East right now is not looking.
Well, it wasn't that.
It's not his fault.
It was something else that he. Yemen or something, I forget. But but yeah, what a piece of shit as a human being. I just think that if you can't find a statesman to be president, then you're not looking hard enough. But yeah, I think he embarrassed the country.
Okay.
And it needs to go away.
KFC Japan official asks, is religion escape from reality of death?
Yeah, in part. Yeah, I think religious people use it for that, and I think that was part of the the nature of the beginning of religion for sure. It's like, oh, what happens when we die? We don't. No matter how shitty your life was, that human instinct, that animal instinct to survive, is strong, and nobody wants to die, no matter how crappy you have it. So I think even the worst, put down, undernourished cave person in the history of the world wished for an afterlife and wished for maybe a better chance in the afterlife. So I think that's pretty obvious, and I think it was that explaining the science that they didn't know. I hope the sun comes back after the winter solstice and we can have crops again in spring. Early man probably had no reason to think that was going to happen every year, and probably lived in fear of it just not one day and the sun didn't come back. So early religion was about those two things, and it was literally the next day after people invented religion that governments took it over and realized that leaders could use it to control the sheep.
And this is another one from KFC Japan official says, I'm a conservative atheist. Am I weird?
KFC Japan official. That's what makes you weird. What the hell does that mean? You work for KFC? No, there's lots of conservative atheists, and conservativism isn't disgusting and horrible. It's everything else that's gone along with it these days. I was raised in a pretty conservative fiscal household where people they want to keep more of their money that they earn. The libertarian side of things, So, as long as you're not a racist because of it, or you're not a science denier, or an anti-vaxxer, or someone who's trying to enforce religion, which it sounds like you're not, on the government, then we need conservative people. We need conservative people to get back together. So the atheist movement has split in America and left it powerless. In the beginning, it was all atheists together for a couple of years, and in recent times, it's just become this huge schism of ultra liberal, bleeding heart, social justice warrior, over the top, like whiners, like liberals and PC freaks who I can't even get behind. And I'm a social progressive. I believe in equality and education about the systemic racism and injustice that has gone on in this country. I'm behind all of that, but I don't mind discussing conservative fiscal ideas. If somebody can show me how that might work better than tax and spend, I'm not completely against it. So I think we need conservative atheists in the movement, and there's plenty of them. I think they feel disenfranchised by how badly the atheist movement was suddenly taken over by, like I mentioned before, every LGBTQ person expects the atheist movement to be behind that. You know what I mean? And every black person who's in atheism expects that we will support BLM, and I think that's right. We should, but where's the reciprocity?
So this one relates, but it was asked a while ago, so you might have already kind of overlapped. This one comes from Atheist Agnostic Hype House. So,
hi. What's up, Ben?
So then, are you Mitt Libertarian? I assume Mitt Romney.
A Mitt Libertarian?
Or is the Mitt Libertarian something else?
Does that mean Mitt Romney?
I assume that's what it meant, but I don't know.
I'm a libertarian social progressive. How's that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like a lot of Americans. We like to give the other side a chance after somebody's had a time at it and doing their thing. It's good to let the other side have a chance. But the fact is that the sides have gotten like this now. They're not like this where we can tweak and try different things. So
you're definitely not a full libertarian.
No, I don't know. Libertarians are too against any kind of social progression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need to reform the way that black people are treated in the country, and libertarians are. They don't want any kind of government involvement in anything. You know what I mean? Until they need a cop, to come to their house because they got robbed. Then they're all about it.
Yeah.
Or if we get attacked and we need an army to defend us.
Or if pollution's near their house, then they want the
then
environmental acts.
Then they want it. But I can't call myself a libertarian because the true libertarians are, they border on anarchy. And it's gotten past that point. That clean slate that they look for is never going to happen again. We need to take care of the underclass in this country.
Mr. Likes It asks, no train run on Sunday?
It's weird to say when they can. COVID affected it too. This train there used to be one a day, sometimes two a day, and they're really short, But I noticed like about a year ago, a little over a year ago, all of a sudden it was like, wow, we go days without seeing one, and slowly now they're coming back on this spur, and I'm geeked about it because I can get right up to them. They go so slow that if I was really a criminal, I could run and grab onto the last car, like in a movie, and go and get taken downtown. But I'm not gonna do that. Don't worry, I'm not gonna do. I'm too old for that shit. But yeah, it's coming back slowly but surely, and I think that's reflective of the country opening back up a little bit.
CNN reporter asks, do any hobos come up bothering you there?
Are you a CNN reporter? Toot out for you. They don't bother us. The hobos are the best people, you know. There are. There's a woods over here, and there's actually like a tent, or like somebody made like a lean-to style fort, or come down here and do their dirty deeds at night in their car, you know, which I don't really have an issue with people doing that. I like dirty sex in cars too, but you know, they don't need to do it on my front porch. So you know, the bar owner's like, well, it's not all the people from our bar. I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. He's like, you know, you got degenerates living in the woods. You know, this is an issue. When you see homeless people as degenerates, this is what I'm talking about. That's a red state fuck right there. You know, probably voted for Trump, kept his bar open right through COVID, and you know, got to make a living. So I feel for those people who are in that position. But I told him, I'm like, you know what? It kind of is. You know, the people that live in the woods or that walk through and use this piece of woods as a path to stay off the main, those people don't bother us. They don't bother us. They're not interested in getting fucked with because they tried to steal. But the people from your bar, they get drunk and they come down and I had to fight one in the street. That's no lie. I'm an old man and I found a drunk breaking into our shit, and I wasn't gonna let him get away with it. I knew he was drunk. He was bigger than me, but I chased him down the road and beat his ass, and called the cops. You know, and he got one punch in, so I was able to add assault to his the robbery charges that I was gonna tell the police that he tried to do. You know. And so he got arrested, and he was already on probation. Big surprise, right? Rotten, shitty, Trumpy fuck, drinking in a bar and trying to steal my stuff. So, yeah, that's a story. Still got the scars.
TW500 says, just wanted to say hi, but I'm leaving because I don't want to see how this ends.
TW500, don't worry, buddy. We're safe. We thought it'd be fun to do it from the tracks, because we're right next to the tracks. Every week, even though we're doing it inside, it gets a little stuffy in there, doesn't it, man? We got a little breeze out here.
Yeah, that's nice.
I can hear the birds. The dog's being cool right now, laying on the tracks. So yeah, don't leave because you're afraid for us. But if you got to go, see you later. Thanks for joining, man.
David Gray 42. I'm not sure if this is an inside question that got thrown in the question boxes. There are 23 countries in North America. Say what? Did we talk about that? Anything like that?
No.
Okay, I'm not sure what that's.
There's actually 3 countries in North America. So I guess Central America's part of North America. So I guess he's counting all of Central America below Mexico. Is that a comment because I call this America?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
What that is?
I have no idea. It had no context.
We're Americans, and this is America. You know, if you don't like the semantics of that, then what do you call yourself if you're from Guatemala? You call yourself an American? No, you call yourself a Guatemalan. What do you call someone from America? A U.S.er? No, the world calls us Americans, and it's just a fucking expression. We all know that there's 23 countries in
the Americas,
North and Central America. Yeah. Idiot. If that's about.
Maybe South America too. Yeah,
I don't know. Well, South America's different. I mean, that's, you know, they can be called Americans if they want, but they're also, they have a name for the country that they come from. So just the way that our country is named makes that, you know, somewhat awkward. That's all. So I don't know anybody from any other country that calls us anything but Americans.
T Brown 105 asks, what needs to be done in the next year for us all?
What needs to be done in the next year for us all? You know, everybody needs to get the vaccine for one thing so we can move on. You know, I know that there's a lot of atheists. I know some of them who are anti-vaxxers because they're convinced that there's a conspiracy involved with the vaccine. And I'm willing to go to a certain length with not necessarily the conspiracy, but the circumstances of COVID. They seem sketch, right? Whether it was released on purpose by Chinese scientists, and I guess there's an investigation now to find out, you know, how it really got out there, whether it was foisted on us by the government in order to ruin small business and force more money into the hands of fewer corporations. I'm willing to believe that's happening, whether because of circumstance or people taking advantage. But COVID's still real. You know, if all of that is true, and I'm not saying it is, even if all of that shit is true, and they're trying to, as my ex thinks, trying to take all of the money from the middle class and the poor people, make us poor, and consolidate control of the world's wealth among the four big companies. Even if that's true, COVID's still fucking real, and it's a nasty, nasty disease. My buddy had it, and he still can't breathe right, and he stays in on days where there's an air quality warning. So Get the fucking vaccine so we can open up the businesses. The same people who think that it's a conspiracy meant to ruin businesses aren't willing to do what they need to do to get those businesses back open. It's like this bizarre conflict. Why won't you just go get a vaccine? I had the vaccine. It didn't affect me at all, man. But yeah, I kid. Yeah. I mean, there's just no evidence of that. You know, the side effects were completely minimal for me. And if we want to get to herd immunity, just like with smallpox and polio and measles and everything else, then a certain amount of people have to get vaccinated. So that's the first thing that needs to happen. And the next thing that needs to happen is we need real police reform. It's an embarrassment what goes on in this country. We need to stop killing each other on the streets, mass murder style, and we need to normalize atheism. So there's a list as long as your arm of what needs to happen for us next year.
Harry Wazzy 4 asked, do you consider yourself a humanist?
Yeah, I'm a humanist. I think it's incumbent on us to do what we can to improve humanity while we're here. Who else is going to do it? We can't look to the dolphins for that. They're not going to do it. We can't look to the aliens for that. We certainly can't look to any deity for that. Even the people that do look to a deity for that, whatever good happens in their lives, it's because they did something. It's not because they prayed. It's because they started a food drive, or they started a coat drive, or they started helping the homeless. They can blame it on God if they want, but all they have is their humanism too. So however you put a label on it, the best work and the best people and the best thing that can happen is for us as human beings to take care of each other, to take care of all the human beings and the planet that we live on. So I consider myself a humanist, and sometimes I'm not a very good one, because I'm a selfish prick sometimes, but you try to get better and try to do what you can.
Big thank you, because we got a bunch of followers, so many that I can't.
Thanks for the followers, man. Thanks for the new follows. It's been so gratifying to see the page explode over the last week. Not even a week. Wednesday, that limerick went up.
Yeah,
it's got 2,000.
Half a week.
It's up to like 225,000 likes of a dirty anti-religious limerick, which I know I love them too. Believe me. But I had no idea that people were going to love them so much. We had put up a couple earlier, and it just didn't hit the algorithm right. For whatever reason, this one did. And I don't think it's necessarily a funny limerick. Maybe it is. I think they're all funny, but that's because I write them and I don't put them out there until I think they're funny. But we got we got quartered again. We had 40,000 followers. Now we have well over 50. On our way to 55,000 followers now, on the strength of a fucking dirty limerick, and some other stuff too. We went live with I Blame Bill on Friday, and it was her first dual live, and I was so touched and honored and humbled and gratified that I felt like a high schooler on a date with prom queen. She's so gorgeous, she's so smart, she's so even-tempered and fair and educated and knowledgeable, and she brings up salient, pertinent points, and she's got some actor in her, and she's got like 260,000 followers. It makes us look like a goldfish in a bowl compared to the whale of a TikTok influencer that she is. It's got to be surreal for 6 million likes she's got. So to coattail on her account by having her on a dual live with us was wonderful, and I know that blasted and boosted and got us a bunch of followers. So thank you everyone for following.
So we got quite a few questions. Let's do. Do you want to just do a lightning
Sure.
round? Okay, we're gonna do a lightning round. So Rob's gonna answer them fast. So if you have a question, get it in now. There's a question box next to the comment section. It has a question mark on it. You just click that and put it in. Make it short because it is limited on characters. So here we go. We got one from Uzi World. Hello, how is life, my guy?
Life is good.
Here's one from KFC Japan Official. I am the official Japan KFC. You like sushi?
Does KFC in Japan have sushi? I fucking love sushi. That would be awesome. I'd go to KFC a lot more if they had sushi, if it was good sushi.
This might have been off of the last one because it took a while. They just asked, are you more libertarian then? This was asked a while ago.
Yeah, so. More libertarian than progressive? I don't know.
Probably depends on the topic. Or what?
I suppose, yeah. I'm my own guy. I got my own thoughts about everything.
Family question. You going to spoil your grandkid?
Yeah.
Do you often have brunch on train tracks?
No. First time.
And that comes from the Matt in the Hat.
The Matt in the Hat. No, first time having brunch on the tracks, my friend.
Can a submarine swim?
No.
Wow, they keep coming in. Oh, this one's, I think, a two-parter, so it's a little bit complicated. I don't even know if I can find the second part. Oh, here we go. These
Lightning round, no two-parters.
I think you had a lot come in while you were going making the long ones. Being the age you are, how did you come to the these ideological ideas? Basically, how did you become atheist in your opinions? I guess.
Well, I've been atheist since I was 20, and I've only been an activist for 12 years, so I guess that makes me like a late addition to that. But I don't know, a lifetime of experience and observation, my friend.
That one guy asks, have you ever been hit by a train or by the
No,
train?
certainly not.
Wow, man, they just keep coming in. Let's see if I can get to the... No, wait, hold on. Sorry, the TickTock went off like it's doing something strange. It won't show me the questions. All right, we'll just go to the next. What's those shorts? They're cool.
Oh, it's a sarong. I like to wear dresses. Is that sarong?
Okay, now someone said, "Get vaccinated!" Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! That was the atheist agnostic hype house. So basically,
Yeah, get vaccinated. Don't be a fucking putz. Didn't even hurt.
we got this one a couple times, I think. Thoughts on Wicca?
Wicca's cool. It's woo, and I don't get behind the supernatural aspects, but they're cooler than the Abrahamic faith. So go Wicca.
Well, there's also the Wicca where I don't think they actually believe. I think it's more about like a cultural fun thing.
Yeah, there's Big W Wicca. That was started in the 1800s as an actual religion.
Why are you on train tracks?
Just because I love the trains, and I figured, what the hell, we got train tracks that we can do it on right here, and we didn't want to move the Wi-Fi away from my girlfriend who's watching TV. And when we bring it into the office, like we usually do, she can't get Wi-Fi in there, so we're closer to her Wi-Fi, so that's why.
Wow. It like froze up for a second. I don't know. Here, let's see. Give a 20-year-old advice.
Give a 20-year-old advice, man. Enjoy your 20s, man. I took my retirement in my 20s. It was hella fun. Chase women or men, whatever you like, and party a little bit, and come out as an atheist if you can, if that's what you are, and be true to yourself and have a good fucking time, man. Trust your brain.
Oh, it froze up again. I don't know what's maybe because there's so many people. David Gray, again, following up with the 23 countries in North America. Google it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you were right. I misspoke. 20, because that includes Central America. I mean, everywhere from Panama north, right? 23 countries.
Do you like anime?
You know what? I watched Demon Slayer, the movie, which came out. It was one of the only movies in the theater I've seen in the last year, and it was fucking amazing. It was amazing. It was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had. I highly recommend it. And I didn't even watch the series. I'm gonna go back and watch the series now. I like anime. I've never been like, ooh, a fan of anime, but that one really opened my eyes. And of course, Spirited Away from a few years back was a great movie. So yeah, I got to give it up. Anime is good.
Swanky85, ever had surgery?
Ever had surgery? I had an undescended testicle, my friend. How about that for some talk? When I was 12, late to discover something like that, and that was really the only surgery that I ever had.
The Matt in the Hat asks, what's on the menu?
Cherry pie, my friend. Cherry pie. I know you're jealous.
What's the most frightening? What's the most frightened you've ever been? Why is it not letting me click it? There we go.
Most frightened I've ever been?
Yeah, I guess what's the scariest thing you've ever seen?
Probably surgery for an undescended testicle. I don't know. That's a good. Besides that, I don't know. Even the riots. We were in the middle of the riots here in Kenosha, and I felt fairly secure. That was scary to see happen. That's for sure.
Actually, someone just asked. Let me see if I can find that. We'll come back to it because there's a lot coming in. Okay. Oh, where are you all? That's what he asked.
Yeah, we're in Kenosha, where the police shot Jacob Blake in the back 8 times when one shot probably would have done it. And he was a scumbag. I'm not behind everybody who gets shot like they didn't necessarily deserve it. He was a felon, and they had to serve the warrant by law. But again, it's like police training. Where's the fucking training? How do you shoot a guy 8 times? It's beyond me.
I'm trying to get to the ones who've asked a while ago, but it's acting a little weird. So if we don't get to your question, apologize. Thoughts on the tenets of the Satanic Temple?
They're smart and they make sense. I'm not gonna be able to think of them now, but I've been through it. We've interviewed Lucian Greaves and did some study on COS too. It's humanism. It's hedonistic humanism, and it's a preferred lifestyle to the guilt and fear of Abrahamic faiths.
Please up. I assume they mean get off the tracks, but I can't really get.
Yeah, people are real scared for that. This is an urban area. The train goes really slow, and it honks its horn a zillion times so far away from here that there's simply no danger, and it comes by once every week, once every 2 days, 3 days. It's not. I'm not in danger here on the tracks. Trust me.
Advice for a disowned atheist.
If you've been disowned, then I feel bad for you. It's horrible to say it, but you're better off without such people who would do that to you. I know that's probably a wound that is not going to heal for a long time. And maybe you can reach out every once in a while to see if the disowners have changed their mind. I have a feeling that some absence and some reflection from the family members that people have disowned may change the mind of a mother whose heart softens after a while. But just be strong. Trust your own mind. Don't look back. You have a loving community of atheist friends out there, and we're here for you. Anything that we can actually do, we will do, and so will a million of your other atheist friends who are in the same boat. So just be strong, man, and don't do it to your kids. Learn the lesson and don't fuck other people's minds up.
Following with that, Saved Matt says, God loves you.
Saved Matt?
Saved Matt.
Saved Matt says, God loves me. We got our first one of the day! God loves me. Yeah, God doesn't exist. He doesn't love anything.
Are you scared? Let me see if I can get this to pop up before. It's kind of weird. Like when I click it, it doesn't do anything. So I'll just read them from here.
Drop pie on the dog.
Are you scared? Are you scared that another religion is true?
Another religion is true? I'm not scared that any religion is true. No religion can be true. By religion's nature, they can't be true. They're all a guess made up by human beings.
We got a rose from CNN reporter.
I'm dying to know. Is it really a CNN reporter?
I don't know.
And aren't you ashamed of what happened to CNN?
They followed up, or they asked, who is the most famous atheist today?
The most famous atheist today?
Yeah.
Probably still Dawkins, I would have to say.
I was going to say Trump, but...
Yeah, Trump might be the most famous atheist, and what a shitty atheist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure I can name anybody who's more famous.
Bill Nye comes out, or not? Yeah, Bill Nye comes out as atheist.
Bill
right?
Nye,
he's at least close.
He's pretty damn famous, and people like Ricky Gervais, and
yeah,
it's some of the stars that are atheists, some of the comedians that are out there that are atheists. Bill Maher. Trying to think who else might be up there. Sam Harris. Everybody knows who he is. And Daniel Dennett has a lower profile. Wouldn't call him the most famous.
All right, these are coming in quick, so we'll have to make them try to come down.
Yeah,
come down. Okay. Swank85, what's your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Yeah.
Puddle.
Unseen specter. What if Jesus was just before his time magician? He was David Blaine.
Yeah, people bring that up a lot lately. I'd never really heard about that in the old day, but I don't think that they would have had the technology that the biggest magicians have today. He would have had to be too far ahead of his time. It's not like he did card tricks, where he's using a lot of sleight of hand. So I don't give that any credence.
Carnage13 asks, any book recommendations?
Any book recommendations?
Yeah.
No. I'm not a big reader.
Okay. Follow up with, I think this was from before, but do you like anime again?
I do like anime.
Have you ever lost family or friends being atheists?
Well, I have my cousins and my aunts and uncles. I can't say I lost them, but I lost communication with them. But if I showed up there hungry, they'd take me in with open arms.
Why are you on the train tracks?
Because the internet's closer to where we are than where we normally do it. Is the short answer. And I just thought, what the hell? We're the Atheist Underground, and I have a train theme going on. We may as well do it from the train tracks.
This one came from a while ago from KFC Japan official about the sushi. He says, "I'll give you a discount. Pick a place."
Pick a place? Right here?
I assume in Japan.
Yeah, love to go to Japan someday. That's definitely on the bucket list.
CNN reporter, if a cop told you to leave there, would you? I assume the train tracks.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But I mean, if a cop came and told me to get off the train tracks, I would. I mean, not supposed to be on them. There is not a
Yeah, it's technically
technically
trespass.
owned by the railroad.
Yeah.
But the cops are like,
Yeah, I mean they do it all the time too.
yeah. Plus, I'm white. All I got to do is talk to the cops, And this is an issue. This is part of what I see. I know that if a cop came here, and I spent 5 minutes explaining what we were doing, it'd be more likely that a train employee would come down and be like, "Get your fucking asses off of the train tracks." The cops would be like, "Yo, what's up?"
So does this live end when you get hit by a train? I get a lot of
that
those.
would definitely end it.
Do you believe in ghosts and aliens?
No, and yeah, aliens are out there somewhere. They're not visiting us, but they're out there. The universe is too big for there not to be some sort of alien life somewhere.
Why are you atheist?
Because it's the only defensible philosophical position in 2021.
Why do you? What do you think about non-theistic Satanists?
Non-theistic Satanists are awesome. I mean, that's a great bit. It's atheism with a gimmick. It's spicy atheism. It's atheism plus. They're awesome. The way that they're able to shove it up the Christians' asses is a source of jealousy for me. I'm envious that atheists don't have the same kind of profile.
What is your favorite food?
It's a toss-up between the aforementioned sushi. I really love sushi, and I love Indian cuisine. I love a good Indian curry and a Thai curry. My tops. I love crab.
Someone just followed up with Demon Slayer is a beautiful anime.
Wasn't it gorgeous? I mean, I was blown away. When I saw the reviews, they're like 98%. Any movie that gets that on Rotten Tomatoes or on Metacritic, I'm all about it. I'm a cinemaphile, and I trust what those people know. So if a movie's like that, I'm going to go see it probably. And I was not disappointed. It was fucking fantastic.
Have any of the Abrahamic faiths bothered you?
Have any of them bothered me? They bother me all the time. They're ridiculous. They're an embarrassment. Intellectual embarrassment, guilt and fear-based bullshit. They're terrible. I'd take any religion over any three of them.
What is your favorite movie?
I always say Blade Runner. I think that's still my favorite. I got too many. I love movies, and I've seen so many movies that I could go on about the movies I love, but I always go back to Blade Runner. I love it. The original. The 2049 was great, underrated too, but yeah, the original Blade Runner. I love Ridley Scott. Love the vision.
Dinner with anyone living or dead, who and why?
Anyone living or dead. I fantasize about talking to people like Benjamin Franklin, who were like inventor-style people ahead of their time, just to be able to show them what we've been able to do technologically in a short 200 years.
How is consciousness formed?
It's a product of our evolutionary psychology. We've evolved a complicated brain, and consciousness arose because of that. I guess I'm not a terribly educated science guy. That seems pretty obvious, though.
Do you think Japan is having a cultural revolution?
I don't know. I don't know much about Japan in terms of what's going on in their culture.
What's your favorite animated movie? Film.
Favorite animated movie?
You mentioned Spirited Away, or you mentioned.
Yeah, that's a great one. I mean, I love animated movies too. That's it's hard for me to put anything above what I just saw in Demon Slayer. That was great. But I like the old school stuff too. So the beauty of the old style animation. Fantasia. Even though Walt Disney was a piece of shit. A lot of those old movies. I grew up with the Aristocats. That was always a favorite animated movie of mine. Lady on the Tram.
This one we already answered. What is your favorite animal?
Your favorite animal?
Yeah.
Did we answer?
No, sorry, I already went.
Oh, you went.
Someone else asked about consciousness, and I just picked
owls, wolves, bears.
Who's your favorite musician?
My favorite musician? Man, I like a lot of music. I'm really into Michael I can never say his last name. Kanuka. It's not like an idiot. He's my favorite right now, but I can't say. I'm a big Beatles guy. Love Paul McCartney. Amazing. Bowie. I'd probably say Bowie.
Do you think the government caused COVID?
Did they cause it? They didn't help us get rid of it. That's for sure. But I don't think that the U.S. government caused COVID.
No, I don't think any governments did.
No.
Why would they? It seems terrible.
Yeah, why would they?
What keeps atheists from doing immoral things?
Empathy for the human situation. What keeps if you need God to keep you from doing immoral things, then you're not a good person to begin with. I mean, if you're a Christian, all you got to do is do your immoral things and then ask for forgiveness. So there's a real paradox there that I can't sanction.
If you've seen a ghost, would you believe in spirits?
If I saw a ghost,
Yeah.
what does that mean? How do you prove that it's a ghost? I would assume that I was having a hallucination, probably. I don't know what that experience would be like, so I can't really answer that.
This one, the conscious one came a bunch because we were like, there's a lot coming in.
Oh, that's Ginger, the faithless healer. I don't know if you can see her. Look it up. Look at Jason. Look at Jason.
Okay.
She's a red healer from an Australian cattle dog, and she's Ginger. I like cats. Yeah, I like all animals. I'm not one of these people that pretend cats are smarter than dogs. That's like been shown not to be so. But I love cats. I've had cats. She won't have one because she just chases cats around, so I can't really have one now.
Can't remember if we answered this. Have you ever studied Islam?
Have I studied Islam? I'm reading the Quran right now, slowly, which is like really just boring and derivative. And so far, it doesn't contain any of the amazing revelations that I'm promised by my Islamic trolls, who say, if you just read it and really read it, it's the same with Bible believers too. If you just read it, you have to really read it and want it to be true, and then it'll be true magically. If you really just like read it with sincerity and don't read it with sarcasm. No, I'm reading the words, and so far the Quran's is based on the Bible. So far, I'm not very far into it, but so far it's just him like babbling what he knew about the teachings of Judaism and Christianity.
Does Buddhism make more sense?
Yeah, reincarnation really doesn't, but the philosophy of personal enlightenment does. Yeah.
This kind of follow up. Is Buddhism just fluffy Christianity?
Fluffy Christianity? No. They don't believe that somebody died for your sins. The two are diametrically opposed in a lot of ways, I think.
Here we got this a couple times more. What's the point of Beyond the Tracks?
Just to go along with our whole train theme, my friend.
So we got
because we can. Because I'm a rule breaker.
Here we're gonna go through this one because we already answered that one. I assume this is, are you British?
Am I British?
I assume that's what it is. It's missing the T, so it says Brie, unless it's Brie-ish. It's B-R-I.
Am I British? Yes, I love Brie.
Is Brie-ish?
I've eaten so much Brie that I'm British.
Yeah.
I'm not British, no. I've spent some time in London. I've lived there, I've worked there. And I'm an Anglophile. I love Britain. Except for the racism that they bred and the white superiority that really sprouted there, the colonialism and all that. But, my ancestors, or at least some of them, were British.
All right, we got a bunch of these.
I'm a wasp. I was born a wasp.
I can't tell if TickTok's pushing these back in or if people are asking the same question, because there's another one about Islam. Let's see if I can find. Someone mentioned they're watching New York. I think TickTok's is giving these questions weird.
Do you to New York? Love New York.
Do you play any instruments?
I don't play an instrument. I've sang a little. I have sung. But I don't really play an instrument, no. That always escaped me. I've got a lot of talents. I say that modestly, a lot of semi-talents. But the instruments I never had the patience for. And my fingers aren't long enough to play the piano or the guitar.
Yeah, these are coming in again. That it's on TikTok and not our. Oh, here's one. Unseen Spectre. Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I got some anxiety, like all people, I think. But in general, I've been a happy guy my whole life. Happy wherever I am. Happy in the city. Happy in the country.
If you win the lottery, what do you buy first?
If I win the lottery, what do I buy first? Ticket to Denmark.
Thoughts on the origin of life?
Thoughts on the origin of life?
Yeah. It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I'm glad it happened. But no, we know how life started on rocky planets. It's not even a mystery anymore. It's not. They're not even really looking at that closely because they understand how life formed from complex chemicals, from simple compounds that work their way on up over billions of years into life as we know it. It's got very few gaps left in that process. So,
which mythical creature would you make real?
The donkey with the lady's head that transported Muhammad to heaven. Man, did I get kicked back on that.
Yeah.
Man. Like anyone gives a shit, it was a sarcastic video about Muhammad's night journey to heaven and back in Jerusalem. He stopped in Jerusalem, stopped in 7 heavens, and got back to Mecca in one night on a creature that in the Quran is only mentioned briefly as I want to say it says that it's similar to a horse with wings, but it doesn't say it's a horse, but it says it's bigger than a donkey, smaller than a horse. It's got like a little vague description. But quite quickly after that, the myth was transformed mostly, I think, in Persia, if I read correctly, to people kind of trying to expound on what that chimera might have been, and it was described as having a lady's head for whatever reason. Now that's not in the Quran, I understand that, but it's all still just a myth. So the people that like got freaked out by me saying they're like it wasn't a donkey with a lady's head, it was a horse with wings. Okay, so that makes more sense. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop insulting Islam. Stop insulting the Prophet. He went to heaven on a horse with wings. It wasn't a donkey, and it didn't have a lady's head. I know, and Noah's Ark didn't have a fucking propeller. And what else did I say in that video? I mean, it was all sarcasm, but people are like, the Muslims were like, well, you're an idiot, man. That wasn't a lady's head donkey. But all you have to do is Google El Barak. It's B-U-R-A-Q, Al Barak, excuse me. B-U-R-A-Q. And like the first images that come up are like of a weird donkey thing with a lady's head. So for people to pretend that that's not a valid interpretation of the myth is just them not knowing how many ways that myth evolved. So if I were to make one come true right now, it would be that, just to show those fuckers.
Thoughts on dying with dignity?
Yeah, I think we treat our pets better than our folks, don't we? That's been well documented, and I think that everybody deserves the right to die with dignity. It's a basic human right of bodily autonomy, and obviously there's laws against it, you know, in part because it's horrible for someone to have to find you, you know. But I think that if you're terminal and you're in pain and you're suffering, then that should be legal for you and your doctors to make that decision for you. Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Here's a name that has Jesus in it, but I can't really understand the rest. Because this is Jesus Amory is the best, but I assume it's supposed to be Jesus Army is the best. I assume they switched the M and the R. Anyways, who you doing is the question. I don't know what that means.
Who you doing?
Yeah.
Nobody right now.
What do you say to Jehovah's Witnesses at the door, at your door?
I tell them to eat a dick.
A question no one asks that you wish they would. That's an interesting question.
I wish they would ask me to...
how to donate to the podcast.
To marry Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh.
How about that?
If only men exist, would you be gay?
I guess we all would, wouldn't we? I mean...
Well, you could become asexual, I guess. You'd either not have sex or be gay, I guess.
Okay, I'd be gay.
I'd probably be gay,
I'd be gay.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, we answered that. I believe that somewhere there's alien life. I don't know if it's intelligent but yeah, if aliens means any other life somewhere in the universe, then yeah. The universe is too big. It's too big. There's got to be some somewhere.
This one's a little confusing because it came before that last question.
They're not visiting us.
Why are you not gay?
Why am I not gay?
Yeah.
Because I lust after women. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Why are you gay? You can't really help who you fall in love with. But, you know, there's been a couple of dudes who were so pretty. You know, I could go there, you know. But it's mostly because they look like women, not because I'm interested in penis. I got my own penis if I want to play with one.
This one is Lilith is still right 666. Just says, just wanted to pop in and say hi.
Hey, baby. She's that big-titted atheist and proud of it. Lilith is still right. I was on their podcast. I should mention that. Baphomet 666. And is it Meg? Lilith is still right. Is her Twitter handle? I think maybe her name is Meg. I apologize, baby, if I'm getting that wrong. But they have the Burning Eden podcast, which I go ahead and recommend to everybody. After talking to them, they giggle for like an hour. They talk silly shit and they giggle for an hour, and they were nice enough to ask me to be on their podcast. So last Sunday we recorded, I think it was last Sunday, we recorded an episode of that. And there are a few episodes behind, which I understand. But they did Shannon Q, who's another great atheist.
Oh, yeah, she's great.
She's great. They did her on their podcast. And we talked for an hour, and we cracked up about shit. And they have you read a funny Bible verse, and then you talk shit about it. So check them out at Burning Eden Podcast, and check out Lilith is Still Right and her OnlyFans.
This one's from the KFC Japan official. Says, confirm you can now reproduce asexually. Amen.
Can you?
I guess.
Because of if we're all male.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody's male and we're all gay. I wouldn't want to get pregnant though. That would suck.
Yeah. How you guys?
Give it up to women for doing that, man.
Basically, how's the day going?
Day's going pretty good. It's been a busy weekend. I got a Father's Day party to go to after this, so we're gonna have to cut it off right at 12.
Okay. We're at 77 viewers. We're at 77 viewers right now.
Nice.
Nice.
Blast away. Wow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. That's really, really amazing. Really gratifying.
We got someone who's getting a little anxiety from the train tracks.
There's nothing to be anxious about. Honestly, this is not a busy train tracks. It goes through the city here. It looks country, but it's not. There's no train that can sneak up on us. I can see at least 3/4 of a mile in that direction and probably 2 miles in that direction. And the train goes 2 miles an hour because it's an urban area. It has to by law. It just goes and it blasts the whistle down there at the corner so loud that we'd have so much time to get off the tracks. It's not even funny. But thank you. Don't be nervous.
The Matt in the Hat asks, "How's the weather there?"
It's a little warm now,
Yeah,
right?
I'm getting a little sunburned, but I'm a whitey guy.
Yeah, we're white as hell, so we get a little pink out here. I got the shade hat on, but it's actually a nice day. It's not over hot. It's been cooler at 76 or so. And last night didn't even have to have the air conditioning on last night.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was nice.
Swank85, are you a dad? Is that your son in front of you? Oh, asking. I think he asked about me earlier. No, we just work on the podcast and stuff together.
We're the Atheist Underground team, my friend. I am a dad. I have 3 kids and going to be a granddad in a month.
And there's more to the team too. It's just COVID.
Yeah. We're the TickTock team here.
My OnlyFans is Lilith was right with underscore. So it's posted right now, so you can see it. For those who are looking for Lilith is right 66.
Lilith underscore is right.
It's Lilith underscore was underscore right 66. Anyways, it's on the screen so you can see it.
Yeah, it's on the screen if you're into her OnlyFans. There might be a fun surprise for you if you join her OnlyFans.
If you are in, what if you were in fact God and we didn't know it?
That'd make me happy. I act like I am. I think sometimes, or some people think I do. So, that's cool. If I was God, shit would get better right away.
This one we answered already. How do you know if a train is coming? We'll hear the whistles and then the guards will go down the.
Yeah, there's intersections way off in the distance in both directions. I've been living on these tracks for. I've been living down by the tracks for like 6 years now. I'm well used to what this train does. There's literally no danger.
If you had the urge to be gay, would you fight it?
No, I'm not phobic at all, really.
If you were God, what's the first thing you do?
Make myself 4 inches taller.
And then, if you're God, can I have a talking monkey, please? From the Matt in the Hat.
I'm happy with my height, but that's I'm a short guy. So
the Matt in the Hat wants a talking monkey. If you're God.
A talking monkey?
Yeah.
Just go to any evangelical church and grab the preacher. You can have your own talking monkey.
What do you do for a living?
We have a landscape company.
What are your pronouns?
I love all pronouns. First of all, I don't discriminate against any, but I'm a he, him. I'm just an old school dude. I love all that shit. I don't have any problem with it, but there's no reason for me to change my pronouns now.
Swanky wants to ask what's your favorite limerick, please?
My favorite limerick? Oh, I've written well over 200 limericks, and most of them aren't anti-religious. They're just dirty. And if you like the limericks, you can go to tumblr.com, Dirty Dicks Limericks. Yeah, Dirty Dicks Limericks, and I haven't posted because Tumblr changed the way you can upload audio, and I would have to make an MP3 then and upload it. You used to be able to record audio right to Tumblr.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, and so I would do the limerick, write the limerick, find a dirty picture that went with the limerick online, and then record one of my voices. I do 10 or 11. If you've seen the limericks on TickTock that we've posted 3, I do I do Sir Hugo, right? The foppish effete who speaks in a received pronunciation, and Limey Rick, who's the Cockney guy, speaks like this, yeah. And I do a Mexican accent for El Huevudo, and I do Malcolm XXX, who's the black guy. And I don't put blackface on, and I don't want to hear about the brown face. Somebody had one commenter on all those limericks.
Oh, did you? I kind of
your brown face that you do as the Mexican guy is really offensive. Please reconsider the way you.
Yeah.
And see, that's one of those things that makes me not ultra liberal. I can't get behind the super PC shit because people who are offended for another demographic that's not offended disgust me. I mean, don't you have anything else to fucking worry about? Honest to God, it's okay for me to do a British accent or an accent of a gay British guy, but it's not okay for me to do a Mexican accent. Get a fucking clue. Give me a fucking break. I'm an actor. I do 50 accents and they're all funny as shit, and I'm not gonna stop because some bleeding heart fuckwit is like, go shut up, Whitey. Go fucking fight a different battle. I work with like 20 Mexicans who love me. I love them. They all sanctioned the video. One of them lent me a sombrero to use for it. I think it's funny. So yeah, I don't agree with that shit at all, honestly.
More questions about the train. Are you gonna get run over? And do you know the schedule?
No, it doesn't have a schedule that I can see, but they don't come very often at all. I could go days without seeing a train on this track. And if there's ever 2 a day, that's like a major day.
Yeah, let me go ahead and click
Like I
these.
said, they go really slow. They have to cross numerous city roads right here.
Was that a gunshot?
No, the
I
people
just-
go crazy with their fireworks here.
Is that what that was?
As soon as summer starts here, it's like 4th of July goes on here from the first warm night.
From June to September.
It really does, man. From May to September. I mean,
Oh.
it's, and I'm in the middle of like, but every night, and it's like I watch the show. It's not just bombs. It's like there's fireworks in the sky. It's pretty cool.
Do you have a dog?
Yeah, she's right here. We had her jump up a second ago. She's hot. She's got thick fur, so she's laying on the tracks.
Is faith a business?
Yeah, faith of business. Religion's a business. I don't know. Faith is believing what you know ain't so. That's what faith is. But religion's definitely a business.
So yeah, I have a dog. Wow, these are coming in fast.
Go, go, go.
Favorite? Oh, I assume this is sex position, but segs? Segs? S-E-G-G-S?
Favorite segs position?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a dominant guy. I like to get on top, doggy style, and really go to town, man. How about that?
Please do a white
You
white American evangelical limerick.
Yeah, I will. I don't have one ready for you here.
How long does it take you to get? And we don't have time. How long does it take you to get an accent down?
As soon as I hear somebody speak, I can mimic what I hear instantly. So I don't, unless it's a really complex accent, and there are some. Trying to think of a tough accent to do. But in general, I can. It's natural for me.
CNN reporter must be really into you. It says, if you were gay, would you want young or old guy?
I'm always put in the mind of a really cool kid I knew who was deaf and gay and worked with me in the late '80s, right? And he was Irish. He was a ginger from Ireland, and he was gay, and he had muscles, and we would discuss things like this, and he always said to me, and this is now, don't be offended, this is the deaf guy accent. He went, "I like tight buns." So I got to go with young. Who doesn't want young?
Tight buns, yeah.
Come on.
LaVey or New Church of Satan?
I guess, LaVey turned out to be kind of a turd in some ways, you know what I mean? And Church of Satan got taken over by skinheads, so I'm more of a Satanic Temple guy just because I like what they do with the public imagery and going around and trying to get equal time to Christians.
Yeah.
Although other than that, I don't really care to be a Satanist. Like I said, I'm jealous of what they do. But that's, Church of Satan people take themselves a little too seriously. I interviewed a magister and he was a piece of shit. What a prick. I'm surprised he agreed to be interviewed because he doesn't like me. He doesn't like my attitude, He's like, when I said that Anton LaVey used his satanic baptism that he did for his baby daughter, I think, back in the day. I mentioned that was a parody of Christian ritual, and he denied that that's what that was, and told me I was stupid for that. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah.
This is a dude with literally no sense of humor, who took it seriously.
As a PR stunt.
Yeah. PR stunt. Didn't take it. He doesn't believe in the devil. He's a conservative guy with no sense of humor, and he's just, well, that wasn't parody. That wasn't sarcasm. Shut up.
Another question: why are you on the track? Well, I get that a lot.
Tempting fate.
Can you do a Russian accent?
Russian accent is very easy, my friend. Everybody can do Russian accent. I don't know anybody who really can do a little cartoonish Russian accent. One of the easiest ones.
Favorite restaurant?
Right now we go to a seafood place that serves it's a Mexican restaurant, but all they have is seafood, and the menu's like this. They're from Nayarit, right? El Estado de Nayarit, which is on the coast. And if you don't know it, Mexican seafood is rich. It's absolutely fantastic. So right now that's my favorite because it's right down the road and it's a gem. I mean, it's an absolute gem. And I go and I get crab, and they make it with this tangy Nayarit sauce. Oh, is it fucking good?
Where are you from?
I'm from all over. I was a Coast Guard brat, and I grew up in Connecticut mostly. I think of myself as being from Connecticut, but we really didn't settle there until I was 5.
What do you do when the train comes?
We'll get off. If the train comes, I promise you, we would have 5 minutes to keep recording and still have time to get off the tracks if the train comes.
Why science? Is it that faith is bull?
Why science? Because scientists are experts at what they do, and I'm not. And science is the methodology by which we actually learn things. So, I've always been a big fan because scientific discovery is exciting and, helps us in every way. So why science? Because that's where it's at, man. Why not science?
Do you support LGBTQ?
Of course. IA. And every other letter they're going to cram on the end there. We'll have the whole alphabet soon.
Swanky said, just make sure you protect the dog.
The dog is not in danger. No, none of us are in danger, Swanky. I promise you. Thank you for loving on us like that. But again, yeah, it doesn't give a shit if me and you get run over. But I'll make sure I kick the dog off the tracks and throw myself out of the track.
All right, I'm gonna give you two because one is Scottish accent, and then you're gonna answer the question: do you like bull riding in a Scottish accent? If you can, I don't know if you can do it. That one sounds sick.
If I could ride a bull, I would. But I don't have a bull, so I'm not going to ride one today. You've got different kinds of Scottish accents, don't you? It's a bit cartoonish, I know, but I've spent some time in Edinburgh, and a Glasgow accent's different. If you're from Glasgow, I knew a guy in the bar in England who was from Glasgow. I said, Glasgow. And he used to look at me and say, he'd get real drunk, and then he'd look at me and go, are you one of them there Nancy boys?
I got another one. So we got do an Aussie accent, and I'll ask you. The question is, oh no, that's not a good one.
Well, if you're from down under, you round out. You make it a little nasal. You round out your words a bit more than the British accent. It's a way you can tell the difference. And they say things like 14, 15, 13, 14. You know, the T in those teen numbers is a hard D, like a hard D. And they say no. You know, in English, no is a diphthong, right? In Spanish, no is a single syllable with one vowel sound. No. The American English, no is a diphthong. No, we say oh, and then we finish it with the long U sound. No, see, no, the diphthong. The Australian no has like 5 thongs. All right, it's like no. That was an exaggeration, but
we
got a kick out of the way they say no.
In Switzerland, they say nay. I always thought that was funny because when they get them going, they'll be like, nay, nay. Instead of 9, they would say nay. So we got a bunch of these. I'm going to go through them. Yeah. Well, why are you on the railroad tracks? Let me see.
We're just joining, buddy. We're just out here.
Are you nuts? Get off. What are you doing? That's actually, maybe that's, you can say we're doing a live.
We're doing a live.
Isn't that a bit dangerous there?
No.
What? Wow, we have 224 viewers right now.
Wow. Thank you so much.
What's the hardest accent you can do?
I was trying to give that. There is accents that confound me a little bit. And if I have to go back and forth between Scottish and Irish, it gets hard. But, you know, there's accents in America, regional accents in America, that if I'm not with the people, I can't remember how to do them. But as soon as I get with the demographic and hear the accent, I can mimic the sound exactly as it comes out of their mouth. That's where the talent comes from for that. But I'll keep trying to think of that. What's the hardest one that I wouldn't want to do?
Someone wants an Irish accent.
But if you're from Ireland, you pronounce your R's. If you're from Britain, you leave them off your words. But if you're from Ireland, you have to say your R's. And your D's and do's and that's your basic Irish accent. But again, if you're from Dublin, it's a bit different, isn't it? So you know that's just a cartoonish version. But that's how that one goes. And if I'm asked to go back and forth between that and Scottish, sometimes that'll confound it. Sometimes.
We're gonna hit up a bunch of these train track ones again, so I can clear them out. Why are you on the train tracks? Can you tell us why you're on the tracks? There's a train coming. Get off.
No train coming. I'm the only train on the tracks.
There's a train. There's another one. I'm gonna get through these and we'll have a bunch of accents.
We're on the tracks because it's the whole train metaphor. Our whole podcast and our whole TickTock is the Atheist Underground. Shut up! It's a whole train metaphor, and so we figured, what the hell? I have tracks right next to the studio, and if I move the internet from my house into the studio, the people in my house can't use the internet because it doesn't go through the wall enough. So we tried to just do it here, which is closer to the internet in the house, but we lost that signal anyway, and now we're just on the cell service, which thankfully is good. But there's that, you know, I just thought it ought to be fun to be outside today with a little air. I got a sarong on, so get a little air on my parts, on my carrot, swinging in the breeze gently, and yeah, didn't know it was going to be such a source of stress and concern for my loving followers. There's no train. There's no train coming. If it does come, I can see it for so far away.
We're going to hit a bunch of these, once I get through these ones, we're going to hit a bunch of accents. So we have, do an Indian accent.
Let me tell you, my friend, if you do an Indian accent, it's very, very easy to go over the top with it. If you go to a restaurant, I recommend a vegetable dish. All right? Indian accent, very easy to do. Yes, true.
Do Scottish.
I did Scottish. You like the You're like a Sean Connery is sort of an easygoing lilt. Do you like the Billy Connolly accent when he's always yelling at you? He's yelling, screaming, Billy Connolly. Scottish accent.
Canadian accent.
That's a subtle one, but they say a boot. You have to do the hoose and a boot. And you can always tell it's very similar to a mainstream Midwestern American accent, but it's subtle. I just throw in the boots, but not a great one, honestly, because it's so subtle. My Canadian accent could probably use work. That's a different one. Oh, stop! You want to go inside?
They have that thing where don't you know? It drives me nuts because
don't you know? Yeah, I mean, you could do that. The Bob and Doug from the Great White North, kind of Canadian accent. That's
we give it.
Where's your toque, man?
We gave a hitchhiker a ride, and he'd end it, and I'd always be like, is that a question? Because he'd be like, the moose live in the swamp there, eh?
Yeah,
and he'd be like, is that a question?
The moose live in the swamp there, eh? There's your cartoonish Canadian accent. I mean, you can do it. They say hockey.
Oh, yeah.
They like hockey. They don't say hockey, they say hockey. But yeah, love Canadians.
Do African American.
Listen to the limerick on Malcolm X. If you're an old black man in America, you tend to sound a bit like this, my friend. It's a stereotype, but when I do a black preacher, and I do my characters that revolve around that sort of culture, it comes out a bit like this.
Here's a Canadian says we don't say about, but a boot. Yeah,
no, it's not. A boot is like an over.
We don't say a boot.
You can hear it, and if you watch my girl Britt and I, the science guy, you can hear hers. It's very much more subtle than that, but you do say.
Well, at least some do, yeah.
Not everybody.
Yeah,
obviously. If you're from Quebec, you have that Montreal. You have that French Canadian accent, obviously, and it revolves around the brand of French that they speak, which is quite different than French.
Do Irish accent?
Irish.
That seems.
Oh, my love, I already did an Irish accent. Are you new to the program? We were already here.
Are you a dog person or a cat person?
I like them both. I've always liked dogs a little bit more. They're more interactive, But I like cats. Cats are cool. Kittens.
Do you support abortion?
Do I support abortion? Yeah, I give my money to abortion every day. What the fuck does that mean? I'm pro-choice. It's not my business what somebody else does with their body, but I wouldn't choose one probably. No, I love babies.
I'm gonna kill this. Cumcranka accent. I don't know what that is.
Cumcranka.
Cumcranka. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Okay.
Cumcranka.
You could make it up.
Ich spreche Deutsch. Ich kann Deutsch sprechen. If you're doing a German accent, that's also very, very easy. It's a matter of rhythm with a lot of accents. But a German accent, they say that G is like it was a CH, and they tend to say mit instead of with because it's so close. If you say mit, you're going to come with me to the market today.
Do you love God? Oh, dude, there's so many coming in that it's actually I lost it. Let's skip that. Let's skip that to like. Oh, do you know Jesus loves you? Here we go. Okay, there we go. Do you know Jesus loves you?
Do you know you sound like a simpleton?
Okay. I saw something. This came in. Can you be my dad?
I can be your daddy.
Yeah, why are you on the tracks? Wow, please stay safe on the tracks.
Yes,
this is
fun.
No
danger on these tracks.
What happens if a train comes?
We get off the tracks.
Someone says, "Bet you're gonna die." That's probably why they're watching.
Yeah, right. That's probably why there's so many.
Yeah. It's at 400.
on the tracks.
It's at 460.
Literally, the train goes like 5 miles an hour by law here. It does not come speeding out of nowhere.
Well, man, they're coming. Yeah, men kissing. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's
a
question.
Know what men kissing means?
Well, I don't know if it's a question. Is it a question? I don't know what that means. Like, are they asking?
Kissing men's rough because of the razor burn. I don't like having my face burned up like that.
Do a Boston accent.
Boston is that's my city. That's my home city. Listen to Bill Burr do a Boston accent. I'm going to go to Boston in November, my friend, and park my car. But my whole family's from New England, and as soon as I go back there, I start talking like this. It's easy. I fall right back into it. I grew up with people who talk like this.
Perfectly. Emily says this is on For You page. That's why they saw it. I love God.
You love God? Good for you, man.
Can you nay-nay?
Just watch me whip.
Watch
me nay-nay.
Do you like Ditto? I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Behind you. Do you support LGBTQ?
Yes. Love them. Love them all.
Quizil? I don't know what that means. Abortion is murder, and God loves you.
Yeah. You're an idiot, buddy. Sorry. See you later.
Removing cells isn't murder. How long do a train stop?
What?
Another train question. It takes. Yeah, they don't come around here very often. Who'd you vote for?
Who did I vote for?
Yeah.
I voted for Biden just so that Trump wouldn't win.
How long have you been doing this?
Since February, we've been on the TickTock.
Yeah.
I'm an atheist activist since like 12 or 13.
About an hour and a half we've been doing this.
Yeah, about an hour and a half.
Look behind you.
Is it 12?
It's getting pretty close.
Yeah.
We're at 800.
It's not a commuter train. It doesn't go fast. It's not an Amtrak. This is a spur between that the freight line uses to move a few cars from one main line to the other, and they have to go really slow.
Poopy yes says you got flagged. I don't know what that means.
Poopy, yes?
Yeah.
You got flagged?
You got flagged. I don't know what that means if you got flagged. Do you like sports?
Do I like sports?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like sports enough. I don't have any time for it anymore. I'm a Boston Red Sox fan and Patriots fan, my friend. So I've had my glory days. Boston, the capital of sports in America. More teams, all the teams have won. All the major teams have won championships in Boston. More recently than any other city. So I've had my share of good times with sports, and this takes up so much of my time that I can't watch sports anymore.
Casey wants to know, can I have a $19 Fortnite card? How old are you?
I turned 57 on Friday.
What was Biden done for this country?
Probably not shit.
Say, let's go. I think they want you to say it.
Let's go!
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
We're on TickTock Live on the tracks.
It says Saints are the #1 NFL team.
Saints?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
Did you grow up in a religious household?
Yeah.
Can you do a Midwestern accent?
That's where we are. That's probably what I'm doing. I default to that Midwestern accent because that's where I am, and I hear it all the time. And so I catch myself saying Beck and Jack and Party and Marty, and I hate it. It's an obnoxious accent, and it's sad to me that it's kind of stuck on me a little bit. Because I speak with a non-regional American English. I don't really have a regional accent. So when I hear myself say those words, I'm like, oh God, that came out like a Midwesterner.
Pro or anti-capitalist?
Pro or anti-Catholic?
Capitalist.
Capitalist.
You got 1 minute.
I think capitalism needs to be tempered with socialism. That's all. So far, that's the best way that it works.
Can you do an Australian accent?
Yeah, if you're from down under, you talk like this. You know, I fell in love with Mel Gibson movies, Road Warrior. That's why I got this Australian healer right here.
She's wondering.
And again, if I'm listening, it's a lot better. But they tend to talk like that. Like real nasal.
What are your pronouns?
Him, he, her, it, they, we. I know all the pronouns. I went to school.
Do you like jazz?
I like jazz enough. I'm not like a fan, but I like jazz. I like some of I like swing. I like older jazz. I listen to some like Chick Corea style modern jazz and Pat Metheny group in college. I like a lot of jazz.
Are you from Joe Dirt?
Am I from Joe Dirt? Why am I?
That's probably because of the train tracks. I don't know. Favorite food?
Favorite food? Sushi and Eastern curries. I like, and crab. Crab's my favorite meat. I would take that to the desert island with me.
Chicago accent.
Hey, Chicago! Everybody loves Chicago, my friend. If you're from Chicago and I got a Chicago character coming out with a limerick, it's like a superfans kind of friend, you know. It's just a twist on a Midwest accent where your A's go straight over the top like that, and your O's sound like A's, and you like to party, and you got 2-3 of these in your packet, and that's what they sound like. If you're from the South Side, my friend.
Are they the ones that party in the potty?
Party in the patty.
Yeah, party in the potty.
Party in the patty.
It's 12:01.
12:01. All right, we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon. I'm really gratified. Thank you so much for everybody joining. Go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, please, so we can go live from our devices on YouTube at some point and fuck with the street preachers and other places like Chick-fil-A and Hobby Lobby.
And then we can do YouTube out here.
And we can do YouTube on the tracks too, you know. But if you haven't done that yet, please do that. We're trying to get to 1,000 there. And you can find us on all the other social media. Go to cafepress.com, Atheist Underground gear for the What's Missing t-shirt and other atheist shit. And we have a Discord too. If you're one of the cool kids, join the Discord server and you can talk to other wacky 14-year-olds who speak in a language that I don't even understand yet. And we're on Facebook and Twitter, and the podcast will be coming out pretty soon. got one on the Big Bang, and follow all our friends. Follow Atheist Animated, and that's it. I think. Any last questions you want to hit me with? Or
No, just
all right.
check out the link tree. Do you want
Yeah.
to just walk off and then we'll give it 30 seconds?
Yeah, check out the link tree and go to everywhere. And yeah, I'll walk off and see if my sarong doesn't fall off from sitting down for so long. One more toot out. Thanks, everybody. As always, I would climb right through the camera lens and make love to every one of you if I could. Have a great rest of their Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Pride Month. What a great month is June, right? There's no better month than June. Now we're going to wait because we're going to get used to that. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Do you just want to walk off?
Awesome. At one time?
Just right now. I kind of want to just let it sit and see what happens.
Wow.
Give it a minute. There's still 3 minutes.
I just cut it off. Okay. I don't want to make it like we're talking about